Go. The hardest challenge being in HR is that sometimes you have to be the lawyer, the judge, and the hangman. On the behalf of that, we initiate to tell you about the Industry 4.0 HR training and placement at United Institute of Management, Greater Noida. But before that, we have to understand the whole concept of HR, like who is HR in the company, what is the function of HR. For this, I, Nishi Sharma, and my friend Martina and Tanya also helped me to explain the overall points related to this presentation. Let us talk about who is HR in a company. You already heard with so many people that HR is a backbone of an organization, yes, but why? HR individuals are capable of keeping up the workforce of an association.
Yes, Nishi. A perfect HR manager, along with his support, helps in the betterment of the organization. We already know that the business area and, in addition, administration of a country requires human resource.
Yeah, exactly. HR are handling all segments of employee management and HR department extends all sorts of support to industry concern.
Very well explained. Now we are going to look the major function of HR, or we can say that the role of HR in our company. The first one is recruitment and selection. We all know that the staffing emphasizes the recruitment and selection of the human resource for an organization. Since staffing is a major and primary function of HR department, HR manager and hiring manager should ensure equal employment opportunity without any discrimination based on the caste, creed, race, sex, and religion in staffing process. Now looking to the next one, that is benefit administration, which is most important, like benefit function of HR often can be handled by the HR specialist with dual expertise. A company and benefit specialist also may negotiate growth, health coverage, relates with the insurance and coordinate activities with the retirement saving fund administrator. When we talk about the compensation management, compensation is all about salary, how a company creates an articulation offers, position them in the industry as a good pay or a bad pay. Now comes to the training and development. Training and development is also very most important function of an HR. Like training and development is a milestone that promises growth. Development and training does not necessarily filling a gap, but is skill enhancement and adapting to newer technologies. It is a very vital part of the function of human resource.
Yes, Nishi, you have explained very well the four functions of HR. Now, if I talk about the most attractive function of HR, yes, it's funny to use attractive word, but seriously, if I talk about the performance and rewards, management reward is the agenda in the organizations that understand the employee's worth and wish to sustain good talent. Rewards and recognition are a way of making employees feel worthy of their work as appreciation serve as the best motivation. And employee retention efforts may include employee training, internal promotion opportunities, issuing bonus, and improving workplace policies and procedures also. And if I talk about the industrial relationships management, you can understand by just the name only, and the next one is compliance management. So compliance is essentially for any organization to be successful in today's legal environment. HR compliance should be treated as a process of dealing both individual and group behavior to ensure the organization applicable laws and policies are followed. And now, employee satisfaction and engagement. Employee engagement as an HR function has gained much importance over the last couple of years, affecting employee turnover positively to a large extent.
Tanya, I want to add one point also in employee engagement, that is dedicated employee engagement. Teams within an organization have the challenge of creating newer and better initiatives that could hold back their employees and not lose them to the competition.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think about the rest of the function?
Yes, so like if I'm talking about grievance and redressal management, managers should immediately identify all grievances and must take appropriate steps to eliminate the causes of such grievances so that the employees remain loyal and committed to their work. And rest, counseling, and stress management, most surprisingly, is that uninitiated organizations might assume that a counseling service is used for work related issues only, while this is a decision a purchaser needs to make themselves. It is apparent that domestic or personal issues can have a significant impact on work.
Thank you, Martina. Now let us come to the next slide to understand the importance of an HR in corporate sector. The first one, if I'm talking about like a strategic management, HR improves the company's bottom line with its knowledge of how human capital affect organizational success. Wages and salary, HR compensation specialists develop realistic compensation structure that set company wages competitive with other businesses in the area. In the same industry or companies competing for employee, HR develop strategies to ensure that the company stays competitive and maintain employee retention. Because they have the skill and expertise necessary to negotiate group benefits packages for employee. Now comes to the safety and risk management. Yes, definitely employer have any obligation to provide safe working condition. Workplace safety specialists also engage employees in promoting awareness and safe handling of dangerous equipment and hazardous chemical. Minimizing liabilities issue, yes, we have to minimize the liability that HR employee relations specialists minimize the organization exposure and liabilities related to the allegation of unfair employment practices. They identify, investigate, and resolve the workplace issues. Training and development, this point we also understand in the function of HR, but this is also very important, like HR training and development specialists coordinate new employee orientation, an essential step in foregoing the stock employer and employee relationship. Employer satisfaction, employee relations specialist in HR helps the organization achieve high performance, morale, and satisfaction level throughout the workforce by creating way of strengthening the employer and employee relationship. Now comes to the next, that recruitment and onboarding, which is most important, like HR recruiters manage the employment process from screening resume to scheduling interviews to processing new employee. Hiring processes, HR professional work closely with hiring manager to effect good hiring decision according to the organization workforce needs. They provide guidance to managers who are not familiar with the HR or standard hiring processes to ensure that the company extend offer to suitable candidates. Maintaining compliances, HR workers ensure that the organization compliances with federal state employment laws. They also monitor compliance with applicable laws for organizations that receive federal or state government contracts to maintaining applicant flow logs, written affirmative action plans, and disparate impact analysis.
Yes, Nishi, it's seriously beneficial for the future, I must say. But for more clearance, I think we have to tell people about skill sets for traditional HR and future HR, or in simple words, the difference between the traditional HR and future HR. Like, traditional HR has a narrow focus on issues like basic personnel management and labor relations. Their goal is to take care of employees and keep them happy and satisfied. The HR team doesn't educate workers about responsibilities or how things are done. But future HR have a much broader mission, like employee recruitment, training and developing employees, drafting an employee handbook that tells them what's allowed, what's expected, and the disciplinary process for when employees fall short, finding ways to steer employees so the company can meet its productivity and profit goals.
And one more thing, Martina, traditional HR focuses on current employees. Future HR thinks about what a company will need in future, how many more staff do they need to hire, what skills or education do they need them to have. Then HR draws up a strategic plan to meet the future needs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and future HR mission does not end there. The department works actively to recruit individuals who can provide the skills the company needs and then recommends which of them will make the best hire future HR. Also work to develop and promote talent among the existing workforce.
Yes, Tanya, totally agree with you. And also traditional HR step in when employ and discipline programs to stir up the trouble. It does not nothing to prevent the problems for developing. The most important future HR is proactive rather than reactive. If a company wants a zero tolerance policy on sexual harassment and discrimination, traditional HRs would make that known when an employee cross the line. And if I'm talking about traditional HR team itself doing the same thing year and year out with the same tools, only the faces of employee changes. But future HR try to stay on the top of the game. They keep track of new ideas in the field and new technologies that can make easier to manage employees.
Yeah, this is good. Now, next is factors will influence the future. So, HR needs to get better at data collection and analysis. Mastering the art of HR data and analysis can help you in deliver better employee training, hire more suitable applicants, retain more employees, gain better management insights. HR must become more tech savvy and learn to wrangle new software. Yes, of course, as more technology becomes available to take care of the transactional elements of HR. Don't be surprised if you start bumping into HR software more and more often and you have not already enhanced. Then you need to become more tech savvy yourself or risk getting left behind. Luckily, learning new tech is not quite a daunting task it is used to be. Modern HR systems are designed to be user friendly and for a non technical audience. It most established organization, HR software such as human resource information system is part and parcel of the company toolkit. It is very much the norm. Some smaller or never new companies, however, are still getting by with traditional HR administration techniques such as spreadsheets and paper files.
Yes, Tanya, exactly. And also, HR should find new ways to build strong teams across long distances. Adapting HR to keep up with technology isn't just about learning technical skills. Technology has a huge influence on the way we need to manage people, which is another big area of focus for HR. You are no longer managing teams that work together in the same room or building. Increasingly, HR is recruiting and managing teams that are collaborating online and working from all sorts of weird and wonderful remote locations. There are even many useful tools such as a retrospective template for remote teams to collaborate effectively.
Yes, Martina, it's a very strong point. And you know what? Digital collaboration can be blessing and curse. Of course, obviously, you have the benefit of being able to work together with anybody, anywhere, and any collaboration is better than no collaboration, right? But beyond this, this is a quick to point out that sometimes a lack of social quiz can actually improve the quality of our communication, especially when it comes to two people working together who may normally suffer big personality clashes.
Yes, obviously. So now let us talk about the current development in HR field. For this, I would like to explain with the help of an example, like what we can learn from football. In, in football, some of the top players hire organizations as a tactical analyst to help them with their development. The provider gathers data about the player, that is per match, analyzes the data, and sits with the player to discuss the outcomes and the lessons. The provider is there for the player, paid by the player. The club of the player is not involved. The interest of the player, that is the employee, and the club, that is the employer, are not totally aligned. The club wants to become champion this year. The player wants to develop into one of the most valuable strikers in the world. The interest of the service provider, that is your tactical analyst and others, are totally aligned with those of the player, that is we are here to help you to become better. In business life, we have not seen it a lot, but a bit in the executive coaching area, of course, but we expect and hope it will come. We see a great perspective of data driven, that is development as a service.
Yeah, so this is all about the current development in HR field. Now let us come to the training and placement modules. So HR modules that an organization uses should not just be beneficial for the employer, but should have some added features so that employees can also get benefit from it. Of course, sometimes many organizations find themselves stuck in limited functionality, which has taken so much time. It happens because they do not know which module and feature they use or included. So there are some of the essentials and must-have modules that should be certain in HR training and placement program, and it is provided by United Institute of Management. So the first one is recruitment module. So why recruitment is necessary to learn in HR training and placement programs? What is the basic importance of recruitment? There are some functions which you need for working through the entire recruitment process, because it is one of the important process and functions which is done by the HR manager. So it does need much more attention in the module. The recruitment module helps in creating advertisement, manager applications, administer documents, etc. The module saves time, ensuring that there is no repetition of some process. So by learning this module you can get a job, and by learning the recruitment process you can get a good job also.
Yes, basically, recruitment module contains strategies like issuing recruitment requests, selection of applicants, and notify them for information regarding their selection. This recruitment module helps you to become an HR recruiter in a good company. So, next one is HR administration. Why is it necessary to learn the modules? The administration module manages all the details of company's employee benefits, including healthcare, welfare, tax benefits, and other finance related options, helps to establish organizational hierarchies, organizational structure. Some administrations work like hiring employees, performing organizations, reassignments, also the termination of the employee, salaries adjustments. Administration module provides the basis for understanding the HR administration work. This module helps you to become the HR administrator in a good company.
So as my friends have put some contrast on the two modules of HR training, by which I completely agree that they are very helpful for a person who is going to be the HR head. Now the third module is payroll and compliance, which is also the most important and most technical module, considered as one of the most critical aspect of any organization as a system of record, in which we also provide services like ESS, employee self-service module, and LMS, that is leave management system. Some benefits and time management payroll, that is regular and off circle. To understand the payroll and compliances in HR modules of training and placement, the various payment remuneration statement are also used. The knowledge of payroll and compliance help you to get a good job opportunity as a payroll and manager compliances. This is all about the basic and essential modules in the HR training program. As you understand the whole concept of HR, like who is HR in the company, what is the function of HR, what is an important of HR, the skill required for HR manager, and the most important, the three modules of an HR. Now we initiate to tell you about some key highlights of the Industry 4.0 HR training and placement program at our college, United Institute of Management, Greater Noida. We really feel proud to be the part of United family, as they are always ready to help their students to grow and more.
Absolutely, Nishi. So, this program is offering industry oriented HR training where the students will get to learn from the industrial perspective. They will get the chance to learn practically, which is more effective while working in an industry. The students will get all these trainings on the basis of three HR professional modules, that is, recruitment, HR administration, and payroll and compliances, which has already explained by my friends. It will be beneficial for the students in their careers in the future. And after the completion of this program, where the students will be doing an internship or a course, they will get the certificate by the corporates itself, which will help in boosting up their confidence and knowledge, and also in getting better job opportunities.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you. And here you will get the golden opportunity to learn from the corporate HRs and professional trainers. They will train you like professionals. Also, you will have the opportunity to earn while learning. That is, you will be getting opportunities for the paid internship, where you will be getting the live project targets and assignments, and on the basis of which you will get this tip, which in my view is really great. The main focus is completely on the practical training, which is really important in the HR department. And also you will be getting the live projects with the corporate HR professionals itself. After completing a training program, you get 100% job surety. Isn't it a good platform for a student to become a professional HR manager?
Yes, definitely it is. So now, United Institute of Management has a short but beautiful history of collaboration with corporates like Quicker HR, which has been providing training and placement to the students for the last 3 years successfully.
And there are 60 plus number of students, those who have already been trained and got their placements in 10 plus number of companies.
And also some of the industry that have provided training and placement to the student include manufacturing, banking, NBFC, IT, ITES, engineering, and HR firms. Our institution is an educational institution having campuses at Greater Noida with more than 10,000 students.
Yes, and all campuses are recognized by AICTE.
And the ground covers more than 200 acres of land containing which green lawns spec with technical research centers and laboratories.
Also, highly advanced labs and workshops for the students for hands on practical training.
We have the uniquely designed education system and teaching methodology that stimulates interest in the students and keeps them boosted to work hard, work creativity, seek wisdom and discipline in their lives.
We have the latest audio and visual aids such as the overhead projector, LCD, PowerPoint, and other equipment also.
Yes, there's all these latest methodologies and AV aids help in making the learning process more effective by grabbing the attention of the students and enhance the energy level of teachers as well as the students. Not just this, but United also aims to provide holistic development of the students with the personality development programs and grooming sessions for the students in the pre-final and final year.
Yes, Martina, exactly. And United also give us the opportunity to gain from the true life experience of the various motivational gurus.
Yes, and eminent speakers like the famous motivational guru Shiv Khera, Akash Gautam, Chetan Bhagat, and spiritual guru Honorable Sri Ravi Shankar regularly have been visiting our UGI campuses.
That is why we are looking for a holistic development through this program. This is the right place. Thank you so much. Any query?
Ma'am, what is the duration of this course?
Well, the complete duration is 1 year and 6 months.
Do we need to give 1.6 years after the MBA?
No, this course will run simultaneously with your MBA regular classes. In a week, 2 classes will be scheduled for this.
Can we just do one module only?
No, you cannot do one module only. The three modules are linked with each other, and you cannot jump third or second without doing the prior module.